Julian's Way here, guys, and in this video I want to talk about Wesley Vissors. Now, you probably heard about how he looked at his show and he was off. I did made a video on that, and right off the bat I saw him that his conditioning was off, and I made a video about it because I was following him and he looked really lean even one day out, and I was expecting him to bring his best package, and that's one of the things the judges critique. But he did make a video on his channel explaining about the trunks and the critiques about his conditioning, and basically it's a long video, so I just cut a few parts and just try to let him get straight to the point and as much as possible. But if you want to get the full details about how he breaks down what he ate and the sodium and water loading and all that, you can go over at his channel and check the video out. So I'm just going to roll parts of the video, parts of the clips of him explaining or admitting what happened. All right, so here we go.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics. And I just got back from prejudging a couple of hours ago, and I just want to address some things that I've noticed, that I've seen, and I've learned from this competition in the morning. So, two main critiques. Let's get right into it. First, the conditioning that I showed previous to the show wasn't there at the show itself. Second critique is my posing trunks are too big, or they're up too high, and that's the second critique. Let's start with the first critique, and both of them are warranted, by the way. I don't disagree with them at all, because I know that myself when I watch the footage back. So I'm just about to show you some footage.
Alright, so he basically explained about how good he looked until this point here, and then he goes on to talk about his trunks and how he was looking good in condition up to a point.
Okay, so here we are walking on stage. So this was not the first call out, but the first comparisons in alphabetical order, I think, or numerical order. So what I want to show here is the two critiques of this video: the conditioning and the posing trunk size, and the difference between the other guys. So here with the first pose, on the front my conditioning was still pretty good, but still not anywhere near where I wanted it to be. But now we're going to zoom in and just look at the posing trunks of Divine Wilson, I believe, next to me, and myself. So his posing trunks is way smaller, showing way more of his physique compared to mine. And you can also see a secondary critique of my physique is the legs on the back. So you can also see with Divine next to me, the darker guy, that his legs are simply bigger and more defined from the back because they have more mass. So yeah, you can see the posing trunk size difference and the conditioning from some parts of the body that my main critiques were. So as you can see, the fullness was there, the veins were there, the conditioning was there, that you were all used to seeing in the pictures and videos before. I went too far with the loading. That's a learning phase. I need to learn my body a lot. But the nice thing is, now that I made this mistake, I know exactly that I never should make it again. Second part is the posing trunks, which a lot of people critique me on as well. Those are the same ones I wore at the Romania Pro, where some people told me they were a bit too big, but no one really did. And there's two reasons. The first reason, well, there's actually one real reason. So the real reason is, at the Olympia, if you notice 30 years, the trunks are getting smaller and smaller, way smaller than is actually allowed in the rule book of the IFBB Pro League. So they are supposed to be max 4.5 inches on the sides. The smallest side should be 4.5 inches, and almost everybody in the top 6 or top 10 has a lot smaller trunks. And even though last year was the same, even 2018 maybe, but 2019 for sure, they had smaller trunks already. But I was like, well, I kind of like the way these trunks sit on my body. I like them being comfy. I've never liked the bodybuilding trunks. I used to be a bodybuilder before, super heavyweight, before Classic Physique was around. And I never really liked the feel of those super small trunks. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna abide to the rules of the IFBB Classic Physique Pro rules, and just abide to the 4.5 inches and just wear those. But now because a lot of the classic physique competitors like Brian and Chris and others are wearing such small trunks. Mine look like twice to 3 times as big compared to them, which does look strange. I think Nick Strength and Power also noticed that it just looks very strange, because now it looks like I'm wearing them very high up. You know, if you look back in the day in the 70s and 80s, that's exactly what the trunks were. But it's 2020. I can't stay in the past. I have to learn from things like this.
Alright, so that's basically it, guys. He explained why, and I know how that felt, that he just had to explain himself, not nailing his conditioning, working so hard up to that point. So that's about it, guys. If you made it this far, please give the video a thumbs up. Also remember to please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Please hit the bell button for notifications. Until my next video, peace and take care.